Language Foundations Vocabulary Flashcards, helping you achieve understanding.
Out of working order, busted, is an informal substitute for broken. A broken washing machine. Tamed or trained to obey. A horse broken to the saddle. Topographically very uneven. Broken terrain. Subdued or brought low in condition or status. A broken man. Thrown into a state of disarray or confusion. Troops fleeing in broken ranks. Destroyed financially. The broken fortunes of the family. Especially of promises or contracts, having been violated or disregarded. Broken, or unkept, promises. Discontinuous. Broken clouds. Imperfectly spoken or written. Broken English. Lacking a part or parts. A broken set of encyclopedia. Not continuous in space, time, or sequence or varying abruptly. Broken lines of defense. Physically and forcibly separated into pieces or cracked or split. A broken mirror. Weakened and infirm. Broken health resulting from alcoholism. Out of working order, busted, is an informal substitute for broken. The Coke machine is busted. Tamed or trained to obey. This old nag is well broken in. Very difficult. Severely testing stamina or resolution. A rugged competitive examination. Having long narrow shallow depressions, as grooves or wrinkles, in the surface. Topographically very uneven. Rugged ground. Sturdy and strong in constitution or construction, enduring. With a house full of boys you have to have rugged furniture. Subdued or brought low in condition or status. Treated so as to have a permanently wrinkled appearance. Crushed velvet. Subdued or brought low in condition or status. Made to feel uncomfortable because of shame or wounded pride. Humiliated that his wife had to go out to work. Subdued or brought low in condition or status. No longer sufficient. Supplies are low. The lowest forward gear ratio in the gearbox of a motor vehicle, used to start a car moving. Make a low noise, characteristic of bovines. Used of sounds and voices, low in pitch or frequency. An air mass of lower pressure, often brings precipitation. A low moved in overnight bringing sleet and snow. Subdued or brought low in condition or status. Brought low. Of the most contemptible kind. A low stunt to pull. Filled with melancholy and despondency. Low or inferior in station or quality. A lowly parish priest. Very low in volume. A low murmur. British political cartoonist, born in New Zealand, who created the character Colonel Blimp, 1891 to 1963. A low level or position or degree. The stock market fell to a new low. Less than normal in degree or intensity or amount. Low prices. Literal meanings. Being at or having a relatively small elevation or upward extension. Low ceilings. Unrefined in character. Low comedy. Lacking orderly continuity. A confused set of instructions. Perplexed by many conflicting situations or statements, filled with bewilderment. Bewildered and confused. Thrown into a state of disarray or confusion. A confused mass of papers on the desk. Having lost your bearings. Confused as to time or place or personal identity. Mentally confused. Unable to think with clarity or act intelligently. The flood of questions left her bewildered and confused. Lacking orderly continuity. Not arranged in order. Thrown into a state of disarray or confusion. The small disordered room. Having been turned so that the bottom is no longer the bottom. The upset pitcher of milk. Afflicted with or marked by anxious uneasiness or trouble or grief. Too upset to say anything. The act of upsetting something. He was badly bruised by the upset of his sled at a high speed. A physical condition in which there is a disturbance of normal functioning. Everyone gets stomach upsets from time to time. The act of disturbing the mind or body. His carelessness could have caused an ecological upset. Form metals with a swage. A tool used to thicken or spread metal, the end of a bar or a rivet, etc., by forging or hammering or swagging. Cause to overturn from an upright or normal position. Thrown into a state of disarray or confusion. With everything so upset. An improbable and unexpected victory. The biggest upset since David beat Goliath. Move deeply. This book upset me. An unhappy and worried mental state. She didn't realize the upset she caused me. Cause to lose one's composure. Defeat suddenly and unexpectedly. The foreign team upset the local team. Disturb the balance or stability of. The hostile talks upset the peaceful relations between the two countries. Mildly physically distressed. An upset stomach. Used of an unexpected defeat of a team favored to win. The Bills' upset victory over the Houston Oilers. Poor enough to need help from others. Destroyed financially. Destroyed completely. Destroyed financially. Especially of promises or contracts, having been violated or disregarded. Broken, or unkept, promises. Being unjustly brought into disrepute. Her damaged reputation. Harmed or injured or spoiled. I won't buy damaged goods. Correct by punishment or discipline. Make less strong or intense, soften. The author finally tamed some of his potentially offensive statements. Overcome the wildness of. Make docile and tractable. He tames lions for the circus. Brought from wildness into a domesticated state. Tame animals. Very docile. Tame obedience. Make fit for cultivation, domestic life, and service to humans. The wolf was tamed and evolved into the house dog. Adapt, a wild plant or unclaimed land, to the environment. Tame the soil. Flat and uninspiring. Very restrained or quiet. A tame Christmas party. Brought from wildness into a domesticated state. Brought from wildness. The once inhospitable landscape is now tamed. Having or caused by an irregular surface. His unsmooth face. Unpleasantly stern. The nomad life is rough and hazardous. Violently agitated and turbulent. Rough weather. Ready and able to resort to force or violence. They were rough and determined fighting men. Not shaped by cutting or trimming. Rough gemstones. With roughness or violence, rough is an informal variant for roughly. He was pushed roughly aside. Not carefully or expertly made. Rough carpentry. Unkind or cruel or uncivil. A rough answer. Unpleasantly harsh or grating in sound. Full of hardship or trials. They were having a rough time. With rough motion as over a rough surface. Ride rough. Having or caused by an irregular surface. Trees with rough bark. Prepare in preliminary or sketchy form. Not quite exact or correct. A rough guess. Causing or characterized by jolts and irregular movements. A rough ride. Not perfected. A rough draft. Of persons or behavior, lacking refinement or finesse. She was a diamond in the rough. Of the margin of a leaf shape, having the edge cut or fringed or scalloped. The part of a golf course bordering the fairway where the grass is not cut short. Of low birth or station, base is archaic in this sense. Of humble, or lowly, birth. Low or inferior in station or quality. A humble cottage. Used of unskilled work, especially domestic work. Cause to feel shame. Hurt the pride of. Cause to be unpretentious. This experience will humble him. Marked by meekness or modesty, not arrogant or prideful. A humble apology. Lacking order or methodical arrangement or function. A disorganized enterprise. Lacking order or methodical arrangement or function. Destroyed physically or morally. Spoiled or ruined or demolished. War left many cities destroyed. Spread out or scattered about or divided up. Wanting in moral strength, courage, or will. Having the attributes of man as opposed to e.g. divine beings. A tense of verbs used in describing action that is ongoing. Not perfect, defective or inadequate. Had only an imperfect understanding of his responsibilities. Not yet finished. His thesis is still incomplete. Not complete or total, not completed. An incomplete account of his life. Not complete or total, not completed. Having a pattern of dots. Having gaps or spaces. Sign on the dotted line. Intermittently stopping and starting. Off and on static. Varying in direction suddenly and frequently. broken field running, intermittently stopping and starting, fitful, or interrupted, sleep, discontinued temporarily. We resumed the interrupted discussion.
Become our student and get access to effective and free educational materials. Subscribe to our YouTube channel to become a part of our growing YouTube community and to learn English effectively.